It was a chilly autumn evening. The park was nearly empty, except for the rustling leaves and a man in a perfectly tailored suit sitting alone on a wooden bench. His name was Jonathan Hayes, CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. From the outside, he looked like a man who had it all: power, money, respect. But right then, with his tie loosened and his shoulders slouched, he looked hollow. Empty. Jonathan had built an empire but lost himself in the process. His wife had left years ago, tired of being invisible in his world of boardrooms and deals. His only son, grown now, barely spoke to him. For the first time in decades, Jonathan realized he had no one to call, no one waiting for him at home. He sat there staring at the ground when a small voice broke through the silence. "Hi, mister. Why do you look so sad?" Jonathan lifted his head and found a little girl standing in front of him, maybe 7 or 8 years old. She had curly brown hair tied up in messy pigtails and held a half-eaten ice cream cone in her hand. Her clothes weren't fancy, just a simple sweater and jeans, but her eyes sparkled with a warmth Jonathan hadn't felt in years. He forced a smile. "Oh, I'm not sad. Just tired." The girl tilted her head. "My mom says when people say they're just tired, they're usually sad inside." Jonathan's chest tightened at her honesty. He chuckled softly. "Your mom's very wise." The little girl nodded proudly. Then, without hesitation, she sat down beside him. "I'm Emily." "What's your name?" "Jonathan," he replied. "Nice to meet you, Emily." Emily swung her legs back and forth, humming as if she'd known him forever. After a moment, she asked, "Do you have a family?" Jonathan froze. The question stung more than he expected. "I used to. But not really anymore." Emily looked at him thoughtfully. Then, with the kind of innocence only a child could have, she said, "Well, you can be in our family if you want." Jonathan blinked, unsure he heard her right. "What?" "You can be in our family," Emily repeated, smiling. "It's just me and Mommy right now, but we always have room for one more. Mommy says families aren't just about who you're born with, they're about who loves you." Her words hit him harder than any boardroom speech, harder than any stock market crash. Here was a little girl, with nothing to gain, offering him something he couldn't buy with all the money in the world: belonging. Before he could respond, a woman approached, Emily's mother. She looked a little flustered, balancing grocery bags in her arms. "Emily. There you are, I told you not to wander off." Emily pointed at Jonathan. "But Mommy, this is Jonathan. He's sad. I told him he could be in our family." The woman froze, unsure how to react. Her eyes met Jonathan's, and for a moment, he saw something familiar. Kindness, but also weariness, the same kind of loneliness he carried. "I'm sorry if she bothered you," she said quickly. Jonathan shook his head. "Not at all. Actually, she might have just said the kindest thing anyone's ever said to me." The mother softened, though she still looked cautious. Jonathan stood, straightening his suit jacket. "I don't expect anything," he said quietly, "but, thank you. Both of you." For weeks afterward, those words replayed in his mind. "You can be in our family if you want." Jonathan began stopping by the park more often, sometimes with sandwiches or hot cocoa. Slowly, cautiously, Emily's mother, Claire, began to trust him. He'd sit on the bench while Emily chattered endlessly, and for the first time in years, he found himself laughing, really laughing. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jonathan admitted, "I spent my whole life chasing success. But I forgot the one thing that mattered most: people." Claire looked at him quietly, then said, "Maybe it's not too late to start over." Jonathan glanced at Emily, who was busy drawing flowers in the dirt with a stick. And for the first time in decades, he believed that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't too late. Months passed, and Jonathan's life changed in small but profound ways. He still ran his company, but he left work earlier. He attended Emily's school play, sitting in the audience with a bouquet of flowers. He helped Claire fix the leaky faucet in her kitchen. And one snowy Christmas Eve, as they decorated a small tree together, Emily looked up at him with her wide eyes and whispered, "See? I told you we had room for one more." Jonathan's throat tightened as he pulled her into a hug. He had thought wealth was measured in dollars, but in that moment, he realized true wealth was found in laughter, in love, in the simple warmth of being wanted. Sometimes, family doesn't come from blood or shared last names. Sometimes, it's given in the most unexpected places, like a park bench, a little girl's innocent words, and the chance to start again. And Jonathan? He never sat alone on that bench again.